Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome into the channel. My name is Brent with Invested on the Go. Today, the market is open right now and we're recording our video. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover some current market news, go into some dividends that we received so far this week, several $1,000s of dividends. Then we did do a buy this week as well as had some, of that buy, it affected our dividend portfolio. So we're going to go ahead and cover what we purchased, how many shares, how that affected our monthly income, our yearly income, and our new updated share count. So if you guys are brand new here to the channel, I would really appreciate if you go down below, smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, drop any comments that you have at any time down in the comment section below. Join the Discord server. It's completely free in the pinned comment, and get between $75 and $475 right now by signing up for SoFi's high yield saved account. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the market update. So right now, I posted over on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me over on Instagram, I post over there every single day at brent.investing, similar to my YouTube channel. So every day there's some news kind of going on. As of recent, we did see that the chitter chatter is kind of double-sided. On one side, you have JD Vance coming out on the Joe Rogan podcast and saying, hey, we can destroy Iran's drones, missiles, radars, you can bomb them away, but that the war cannot be won through military force alone. And then on the other side, you have President Trump coming out saying, hey, we can't negotiate with Iran. They're calling us right now. And so you got a double-sidedness kind of going on right now, where one is politically saying, hey, we can't win this with the war alone, and the other side saying, hey, there's no negotiations, we're going to be continued strikes. So it's kind of mixed signals going on. The US has struck a commercial vessel that was trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz towards Karg Island. So that was the first time, I believe, that they struck a other commercial vessel outside of the Iranian force. Iran has released an American hostage. President Trump has came out saying, hey, that's a good gesture of goodwill. And overnight strikes continue. I did see another notification come across the lines here recently on Thursday that there's more continued strikes going on. And even there was a civilian nuclear power plant that was hit here recently. 260 have been injured and more than 7 personnel were killed during the missile attack. So continued chaos. IMF warned that the world's emergency oil is very low cushion, nearly gone. President Trump has came out multiple times saying, hey, we have oil, buy it from us. But if you guys have been watching our reserves, they've been dropping. So we're getting to some very empty prices here, where I'm even seeing gas prices where I went to the gas station just a few days ago, it was below $4. I went to the gas station yesterday, it was over $4. And we are starting to see on a daily basis, you can see that movement of prices out there. And then this is some of the prior news that we did see, that the deal is officially dead, but we've seen different chitter chatters throughout the week that, one side is saying, hey, we're not going to be entering any sort of deal and the peace deal is officially void. And at the same time, the next day, he's saying he got a call from them saying, hey, we're looking to put a deal back on the table. So it's very mixed at the moment. So next up, in terms of market update, I don't want to go into the charts just yet, because we can see here the market is selling off. We were actually up pretty good on Thursday, and we're kind of selling off into Thursday now. So let's go ahead and cover some of our buys that we did this week. Oh, first we'll cover dividends, because that leads into our buys. Okay, so we had a massive dividend payout this week from the Top Alpha Innovation 100 Growth ETF. This is ticker symbol TDAQ, TDAQ. We have 6,351 shares of this ETF. They paid out 0.39 per share, and they paid us out $2,477.02. When those dividends are paid out, they immediately help go towards paying down the margin. And, if I want to reinvest a portion of those, I can reinvest them. I could, transfer them over to my cash account. As we see here in the command center, the margin account, it's generating cash flow on a month-to-month basis. And those dividends and miscellaneous income are maintaining the margin account. And then I transfer the exact amount needed over to my cash account at the time. Right now, we're still in the middle of the month. There's no credit card payment, no mortgage payment, no car loan payment that's going on right now. We've already paid those off for the month of July. So those are behind us. So we're just kind of waiting for August to take place. So everything that we're collecting cash wise sits in our margin account to keep our margin down, to keep that daily interest low on a day-to-day basis. That's kind of where that's at. But hey, we received a whopping near $2,500 from a single ETF that we own in our account. We have also continued to redeem our points over on our credit card, our Robinhood Gold card. So every single day that I get some kind of a charge on my Robinhood Gold card, I'm going into my app, I'm redeeming the points, max points available, and it redeems into my individual account. Again, every day that I keep my margin balance lower and lower is just less interest that I'm accruing per day. So I'm just constantly trying to find ways where if I have excess capital, either via points or cash, I'll deposit, transfer it over to kind of cushion that interest on a day-to-day basis and just kind of pay down the margin. Now, dividends right now that we've received, that's going to lead up into some of the buys. So I do use a portion of the dividends that's paid out to me to re-buy back more shares on a week-to-week basis. Right now, I allocate roughly $250 every single week to buying back more shares. So let's head over to our buys. So this week we purchased, guess what? $247.68 of shares. What did we buy? We bought the Tap Alpha Innovation 100 TDAQ. TDAQ right there. We picked them up at 9 shares at $27.52 on July 13th. So this was back on Monday. We picked them up at 9:49 a.m. I did go ahead and snap a screenshot here, but this is as of Wednesday. So let's pop over here and let's go ahead and take a look at TDAQ. And oh yeah, it's been dropping quite a bit through on here, but let's go ahead and take a look at our buy. So this is July 13th at 9:49 at 27.52. So we come back over here on Monday at 9:59, right in through here at 27.52. So boom, right smack right here is where we purchased. And we can see from this point to where TDAQ is trading at right now, it has gone down roughly 2.47%. But as we covered dividends just a second ago, TDAQ paid out 0.39 cents in dividends per share. So if we were to take, 0.39 and re-add it to that 26.84, 27.23. So we're actually kind of up here within this area. So in totality, we've only lost about 0.9%. And then the ex-dividend pulled that 0.39 and paid it to us as dividends. And, right now we're buying below that previous buy. So if I were to go in here right now and buy below 27.27, I would just be buying below where I previously had bought. And eventually when the market does recover, which, over time, right now we're going through some volatility. We're not that far away from all-time highs. And we just broke the downtrend recently with the S&P 500. We do see quite a bit of uncertainty out there with the market, with the war, oil. We have Netflix earnings coming in after hours today. We have Google, I believe, next week. Then the week after, we have Meta, Microsoft, Apple. So we do have some big earnings coming up. And right now, the market just isn't ready to take off just quite yet, going into earnings season. So this could be a good time to buy, or it could just be a good time to hold off a bit if you have cash and slowly continue to dollar cost average, because you're not missing out on any upside gains. The market's not all of a sudden just going to pop off 1-2%. We're not having those massive days. Right now, we're going up some, we're giving it back. We're going up some, we're giving it back. And it's just in this range. If we look at the last 1 month here, we're just stuck in this kind of range right in through here. And it's a downtrending range that we're just kind of in. We did break the downtrend on SPY here recently, but if we do continue to come on down through here and break back into that downtrend, we could just, with the uncertainty that's out there in the market, just go back into that trudge and continue falling down. But we'll see how it plays out. So that is our buys of the week, where we purchased it at, and some explanation of the ex-dividend getting pulled out and all of that fun stuff. Okay, so what is next? Based off our buys this week, How did that affect our dividend portfolio? So our dividend portfolio, let's pop over here. So I like to use my income journal to kind of keep track of all my buys and how that affects my dividend income on a month-to-month and year-to-year basis. So here is our TDAQ position. We had 6,342 shares on, priorly. We added 9 brand new shares on Monday. That increased our total shares to 6,351, increasing our monthly income by 24.22 to 24.26. So 24.26. So my estimate is lower than the actual one. So I estimate 24.26 because I give myself, I have 0.39 in here, and I have in here 0.38. So I estimate the last 6 months of dividends, and then you take the last 6 months and you get their average. Their last 6-month average was around 0.38. So I use that as my estimated dividend amount, whereas this month it paid out 0.39. So, here I estimate lower because then when I do get these months, such as we did today, where it's actually higher than the estimate, then that's something that's better for me versus, if I underestimate and it comes out better, that's great. If I overestimate and it comes out worse, that's not good. So I'd rather underestimate and get more than overestimate and get less, right? So that way you're not having to plan around specific things. But anyways, okay. Based on the monthly income difference, that's $3.44. Our old monthly income went from, this is total between everything that we owned, went from 6,194 to 6,197. Now, I don't use all of the monthly dividends that's getting paid out to disperse with all my expenses. A good portion of that is reinvested on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. You can see our old yearly income went from 74,330 to 74,371. And that, if you take the monthly difference of 344, multiply that by 12, that increases our yearly income by $41.26. So that difference in one share, we purchased 8 shares last week or the week prior, versus one share is a difference of about $5. So, that one share makes a pretty good difference on a year-over-year basis. And that's all updated up in here as well. We can see our received dividends that we've received so far here using this portfolio from what we've been tracking is about 28,817. Our estimated monthly payout, our average monthly payout right now is about $6,197.66. And our estimated yearly payout currently is $74,371. I'm not going to continue to throw capital here to just build this up, because eventually I'll be generating too much capital and I will be just kind of removing it from the growth. So right now I'm happy with where the portfolio is at. It generates plenty of income to cover my mortgage, my car payment, my credit card bill on a month-to-month basis. I also have my real estate business that is, I still have 2 units. That's paying out $2,000 of revenue minus some expenses there, but it's pretty consistent. I have my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. I have other affiliates and referrals and other means of income as well that I'm just funneling. So we have plenty of income to get by on a month-to-month basis now. So I'm not looking to create more income with these covered call funds. I might continue to maybe work towards a goal of 80,000. And then slowly move more of my excess income into future growth. That is the dividend income and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, everything else, let's go ahead and pop over to our account right now. Yeah, the account right now, the market is selling off, which we already saw the S&P 500. Let's go ahead and look at the 1 day in through here. We've already kind of been posted in the Discord server. We had these highs throughout the day. Yesterday I was saying, it's like, man, I should have bought more yesterday. Yesterday the market was way up in here. I was like, don't worry about buying right now. There's a huge wall of resistance in this 754, 755 range. And you can see here that every time it's came up here, it's not, here's a high back on Wednesday. Didn't quite get back to that Wednesday high here. Again, it's lowering on Thursday. And now it's kind of downtrending in through here. You can kind of see it's beginning to escalate. Once it broke that support at 750.21, you can see it's been now moving down into the $748 range and continuing to move that way. So interesting, right on through there. Let's go ahead and jump back over into our Robinhood account, and everything matches up in here. Our continued shares and everything. Yeah, with our dividends that were paid out recently, that did drop down our margin being used. We had about $132,000 of margin being used at the week prior recording versus right now our margin being used is about $130,326. I do believe that the market will continue to come on down. We'll probably bounce right off here at 748 at that support level and continue to monitor. Okay, guys, that's going to be it from me. I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and hanging out. If you guys have any comments or questions, you guys can drop them in the comment section below this video, or check out the pinned comment and join the Discord server. It's completely free. Again, if you guys do not have a high yield savings account, would highly recommend checking out SoFi right now. Signing up, you get $50 plus $25 when you fund it with some capital within the first 30 days. So that's $75 bonus right there. Then there's some other things you can get up to $475 total for signing up for that SoFi account. So guys, that's going to be it for me. I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and hanging out. Be sure to go down below, smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.